Hello and welcome to the 15th episode of our weekly Unity tip Roundup, where we take a look at the tweets that were posted or mentioned on or around each Tuesday under the Unity tips hashtag. We are now a few episodes into the second dozen of the series, and the feedback we get each week is always awesome and encouraging us to keep on doing this. In this episode, we gather tweets that were posted, shared or retweeted around 19th of April 2022. Well, this one caught us by surprise. Not because with vehicle physics and his almost 2,500 followers we have a familiar face in the first spot, but because his tip is not about physics. That's just weird. But it is vehicle related. To be honest, it is not limited to vehicles, as it can be a problem with every rotating object. He is talking about ambient occlusion, which can produce weird artifacts on moving objects. If you're not sure what he is talking about, check out the animation in the post. The solution can be simple. Exclude the rotating object from the AO baking. If you are interested in other solutions, check out the discussions to the tweet. Thomas is keeping it simple. His profile just states that he is making games. But he also links to his current project, Cloud Gardens, on Steam. Check it out. He is currently only a few followers shy of 10,000. Who will be the lucky one to add that fifth digit? The tip he is sharing is for those times when you need a new GUI style that is reusable, but you cannot figure out where to put it and how to initialize it. The obvious choices, constructors or in awake, do not work for different reasons, so the solution is to use the lazy class, which delays the initialization until it is needed. It might take a minute to understand how this works, but you can always check out the example in the image. And there he is again. Peter, also known as Sunny Valley Studios, again made our list for this week. You might have noticed from some of his earlier tips that he has a knack for developing 2D games, and that is exactly the topic for his contribution this week. If you ever notice tears in your tiles in a 2D project, you can either spend hours and days trying to debug them or put them into a sprite atlas and get rid of the problem. Tiles from a single sprite atlas will all be rendered in a single draw call, which should reduce any tearing. Arthur is the lead developer at CarFT and has previously worked for Ubisoft. He currently has 320 followers. Check out his Twitter profile for links to other social media platforms. If you ever worked with Unity events and scriptable objects, you might have searched for a way to show the listeners in the inspector. Check out the images in Arthur's post to see how he solved this and how it looks in action. Chokozan Studios is a solo indie developer with 38 followers. He is currently working on Clumsy King Adventure. He made our list with a compact and useful tip. If you ever had to quickly check if an object is on a specific layer, his code snippet would have been useful. It is a static method which simply checks if an object is on a layer or not and gives back a bool. See the full code in the image in the post. And in the long-standing tradition of 4 months of Unity tip Roundup episodes, we will tag along with our own tip for this week at the end of their list. This time, it's a bit of a weird one, and to admire its true beauty, you have to know a few things about C#. Well, it really is only one thing, and that is that a switch case table is compiled to a constant hash jump table. So it might look weird, but at compile time it becomes a dictionary. For a better understanding, check out the example in the image. And just like that, we are already done with this week's list. 5 brand new and interesting tips from the community and our very own edition at the end. As we do each week, we hope that we could bring you something that you did not know beforehand. As always, these tips come from a very active community that constantly shares tips with each other and is helping out whoever is facing problems. And as we see it, this should be more than enough to earn your follow and a few likes. So head on over to Twitter and hit those buttons. After you spread your love to those creators, we would like to remind you that we also have a channel which is full of other episodes from this series and also holds Unity tutorials on different topics. If you are in the mood, you could subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. For any questions, comments, recommendations or requests, please use the comment section. Thank you for your time and see you next week.